Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Sawyer Briel. I'm with the Fish, Wildlife, and Parks Division here at DNR. I'm here with some super exciting news. We've been working super hard on this. I'm really excited to share with you guys. Today, right now, you're watching right now, is the official launch of Season 2 of Wild Wisconsin. So I'm going to get into a little bit of what we're going to cover this year. Also going to give you a first look at the series, so that's exciting as well. So thanks for joining us. Before we get started here, what is Wild Wisconsin? Great question. If you haven't heard of it, last year was our first year we actually rolled out with a web series, podcast series. So what we were doing there and kind of the reason why we were doing that, we really want to give you guys the opportunity to watch things when you want, on whatever device you want. So computer, smartphone, tablet. We want to give you the opportunity to watch things as you want to see them. So we don't want to make you watch a 50-minute video if only 3 minutes of it is interesting to you. So what we've done here is kind of breaking it up by segments. And Season 2 is going to cover deer hunting in Wisconsin again, just like last year. So we've also got the podcast series as well. You can find it on iTunes and Stitcher. I'm going to cover that in a little bit as well. So like I mentioned, we want to give you the keys to the car, so to speak, and let you watch whatever you want when you want to watch it. So anything from public land hunting, field dressing your deer, anything like that. So what's in it for you? We really are working hard to make things more engaging for you as an audience. So we're always going to do news releases and things like that, but with new technology that's out there, we know you guys are on your computer right now or on your phone right now. And we really want to be adaptive to the times here at DNR. We are working hard to stay relevant, to stay current, and we want to give you content that's relevant to you and that you can use in the field, whether it's your first time hunting or you've been hunting for 20 years. So this year we're excited to also announce that we brought some friends along for the ride. So that's something else new we're trying at DNR. So we've got Vortex Optics and Mayville Engineering Company Shooting Sports on as sponsors this year. And we've also got the hunting public who's going to host the show for us this year. So I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with Vortex and Mech Shooting Sports. They've both been great partners. If you're not familiar with the hunting public, I would definitely check them out. I think they've got a really unique take on kind of the online hunting show. They've got a YouTube channel. They've really been a great partner for us. They do things the right way. We really kind of see eye to eye on a lot of this stuff in the hunting world. So we're excited. We want to thank our sponsors, thank the hunting public. Check them out. I think you guys are really going to like them in this series. So main segments, what we did this year is we split it up into main segments and bonus segments. So I mentioned earlier that we want to give you the opportunity to watch things as you want to watch them, kind of piecemeal if that's how you want to watch things. If you watch Netflix, some people watch 8 episodes at a time, some watch 1 a night. So the main segments, these are going to be shorter, kind of high-level information. So this is real quick. What do you need to know for this season? So just to go over the segments briefly, what does it mean to be a Wisconsin deer hunter? So that's going to kind of open the show up this year, and that's a lot of kind of thanking you guys for keeping this tradition alive, really getting a feel and setting the tone for the show about what deer hunting means to this state and to you guys. The 2018 deer hunting forecast, that's going to give pretty much just what it says, what you guys can expect in the field this year. Something we tried to do this year too to kind of follow that theme is we wanted to really tell you how you can use this forecast. We've done the forecast in the past and there's tons of great info in there, but this year we really focused on doing it in a way that you can use it. You can use it in the field. You can use it to choose a place to hunt. Next we've got how can reading the landscape improve your hunt. This is another one that whether you're a first-time hunter or someone that's been hunting for 10, 20 years, we're really hoping this is going to help you once you've got boots on the ground. Anything from scouting, e-scouting, using topography, pinch points, and things like that. We've got 2 of our deer biologists on that one who did an excellent job of kind of giving a high-level overview. Next, we've got Wisconsin's public lands. Obviously, 7 million acres of public lands in Wisconsin. Just awesome. There's something for everyone, whether you hunt, hike, whatever you like to do. So for that one, we really wanted to focus on letting you know that we are out here working every day to manage those public lands, whether it's prescribed burns, planting apple trees, anything like that. We want you to know that we are working hard to improve your time on wildlife areas, fisheries areas, natural areas, and things like that. So we're really excited for that one too, especially with National Public Lands Day coming up on September 22nd. Pretty perfect fit there. Next, we've got field dressing and new rules. Another one. This, if you watched last year, you'll remember our processing segment. We had a lot of people tell us that they had been processing their own deer for 20, 25 years, and they were still learning new things out of that segment. I'm hoping that's going to be the case for this one. I think it's also going to be a great resource for anyone who's new to hunting. So our big game ecologist, Kevin Wallenfang, is going to walk you through how to field dress that deer once you've got it down. And we're also going to cover some new rules for this year related to CWD carcass transport. This is something that every hunter needs to know before they go into the woods this year. It's incredibly important. We're going to walk you through that rule. We've also got a lot on the web to help you with that rule. And then we're going to finish up the main series segments with wild game cooking. So everyone knows, depends on who you ask, I guess, but the favorite part for a lot of people of hunting is kind of sharing that harvest with others. So we've got two of our wildlife biologists kind of sharing two of their favorite recipes. These are easy recipes that you can do at home once you've got that deer in the freezer, so we're pumped for that too. We really think that's going to be fun to watch as well. Bonus segments, we kind of switch it up a little bit. So whereas those main series segments are 3-4 minutes, the bonus segments are really going to go longer and go much more in depth. And I think this is really where you're going to see the DNR staff and the hunting public really shine in these segments. So first, we've got DNR deer research and what it means for you. We're going to give a high-level overview of research here at DNR and also touch on the Southwest Wisconsin CWD deer and predator study, which is something all of you should know about. It's one of the coolest projects currently going on in the nation. They're working super hard to learn more about deer and predators. So that's a really great one. We've got firearm and tree stand safety with Aaron Warbritton from the hunting public, who I mentioned earlier, and John King, one of our recreation wardens. They're going to walk you through how to get your firearm ready for the season so you can ensure you're safe. And then Aaron's going to walk you through kind of tree stand safety. Always got to make sure that you're thinking safety is the first thing at the front of your mind every time you go out. And we really think that video is going to be good for that. Public Land Hunting 101, the hunting public, obviously this is their bread and butter. So we brought some wildlife biologists out, and they're going to share their top tips for public land hunting. This is another one that I watched this. I learned a ton as I was watching them film it. I learned more as I was editing it and reviewing it. So this is really, really a good one. If you haven't hunted public lands in Wisconsin, like I said, 7 million acres, they're going to get you started. They're going to get you pointed in the right direction. We have tons of resources out there. Chronic wasting disease and what it means for Wisconsin hunters. This is another really important one. We've got Tammy Ryan and Aaron Warbritton. They're going to talk about kind of the history of the disease, what it is, and what you as hunters can do to kind of join the fight against CWD. And also want to thank the thousands of hunters who have submitted a sample as well. Wisconsin's hunting culture is second to none, so we really think that you're going to find that segment interesting as well. And then lastly, managing your land for wildlife. So we brought back the two deer biologists from that kind of reading the landscape segment. And these are things that you can do in an afternoon on your property, or if you share a property with other people. These are things that are going to make your land better for wildlife. I think it's going to shock you how good they are at explaining some of this stuff. It's super easy. It's super short. These are things that you can do, like I said, in an afternoon. They're going to talk about the DMAP program. If it seems intimidating, they're going to help you get into that as well. So the bonus segments, like I said, are going to be a little longer, a little more in depth, but I would say it's kind of the middle ground between a main series segment, which is shorter, and the podcast, which I'll mention in just a little bit. So I think it's really going to be in that happy medium of 14, 15-minute videos that I think are really engaging, and you're really going to learn a lot. So to touch briefly on the podcast, so we've got the Wild Wisconsin Off the Record podcast. And the great thing about this one, the web series is about deer hunting, really deer focused, but for the podcast, if you like to spend your time outdoors, we've got something for everyone. We've got public lands podcast, we've got pan fishing tips, we've got the Natural Heritage Conservation Program, which is some of our endangered species. So we really hope that you guys are going to give those a listen. We're really excited about those and rolling those out. We've got tons of great content. They're available on iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube. So on iTunes and Stitcher, you can just search Wild Wisconsin. Be sure to subscribe, leave a ranking, leave your feedback. We're happy to hear from you. If you want to comment below and put in what podcasts you want to hear in the upcoming season, that would be great. We're always looking for suggestions, so be sure to check those out. Those are really going to complement those web series segments nicely. So what's next? So I mentioned that this is the official launch. You guys are the first ones that are seeing this stuff. The series is now live on YouTube. You can watch it as a playlist. Like I said, you can pick and choose which ones you want to watch. We really want to leave it up to you to choose what's interesting to you. So we think that's going to be great. If you're an Instagram user, we're going to have them up on Instagram TV soon. So that's pretty similar to YouTube. You'll be able to check that out. The Hunt Wild Wisconsin mobile app is something that you'll see mentioned in the web series. That is coming soon. We are working hard to make some improvements on that, and that's going to be ready to go later this fall. So we're super pumped about that. Just like the web series and the podcasts, these are things that we at DNR are just working super hard to make sure that we're staying relevant. We're kind of heading into the modern age to give you the tools that you need to be safe and successful in the field. So like I mentioned, we're also going to do some field videos. So you'll see mentioned in the field dressing segment actually that they mentioned that we're going to show you how to quarter a deer. So that's a perfect example of something that we're going to cover later in the fall here. So we're really excited for that. So as soon as we get a deer down, we're going to show you how to quarter a deer, do a full quarter, and that's something that's really going to be relevant with the new CWD rule that I mentioned earlier. So overall, with all of this stuff, share your feedback, whether you're leaving comments below today. We'd love to hear from you. Our staff love to hear from you. What do you want to see for podcasts? What do you want to see for web series? What do you want to see on our social media pages? Let us know. We're happy to do it. So what we're going to do now actually is I'm going to show you one of our segments. And our most popular segment last year was actually the fall forecast. So what we're going to do now, you guys are the first ones to see this. We're going to give you a first look at one of our segments for Wild Wisconsin. If you like this, head over to the link, head to our YouTube page, Instagram page, and you're gonna love the rest of the series if you like this. So take a look.
Hey, welcome to Wild Wisconsin. Returning to the show this year are Kevin Wallenfang and Janet Brame.
Kevin is the big game ecologist with the DNR, and Janet is a DNR wildlife biologist with a passion for hunting. This year's hunt forecast shows us, once again, why Wisconsin is a world-class hunting destination. But how can you use this info to plan your hunt? They'll cover that too.
Welcome to another segment of Wild Wisconsin, and I am here with Janet in the beautiful Northwoods of Wisconsin at Camp Manitowish YMCA near Boulder Junction. And Janet and I are going to talk a little bit today about the forecast for the 2018 deer hunting season. Janet, you've been involved in helping us create the forecast. Where do we get that information that we share with the hunters?
Well, actually, every county has a wildlife biologist, and we get input from the public as well as input from maybe foresters in the area, what deer we're seeing, the winter, the effects, how severe it was or not. And we take all that information, put it together, and give that in a big report. So basically, Kevin, what are you seeing in the farmland areas?
The great thing about Wisconsin is that our farmland areas always have a lot of deer. So, pretty much 2/3 of the southern part of Wisconsin fall within what we call the farmland zone. Very productive country for deer. They tend to get less severe winters, so usually a mild winter. That's why we say it's very productive country for deer, because we get always a lot of fawn production. Lots of reports this year of twins and even triplets out on the landscape. We expect a great deer season in the southern part of the state. Like anything else, You put your effort in, you have good places to hunt, you find good places. There's a lot of public land in the south too, and there should be plenty of deer out there to go after. So how about you? What are you seeing in the north? What do you expect? What are you seeing for antlerless permits and other opportunities?
Well, there's definitely some good antlerless permit availability, so that's really great. I'm seeing twins. I'm seeing a lot of does with singles too. I'm getting reports from the area foresters as well, seeing some good deer numbers. So it's looking very promising for the hunt.
So how about buck only areas this year? Do we have any?
Yeah, we have one county that is buck only, and that is Iron County. So the reason we only have Iron County as a buck only is because of several years of mild winters. And the quota setting process is through our county deer advisory councils, and they make the recommendations to the DNR on our quota setting. So they're even seeing the increase of deer. So that is a direct effect of having more antlerless tags on the ground.
Right. And not just here in the north, but all across the state we have the Deer Management Assistance Program. Currently, I think there's like 400,000 acres of private landowners who have enrolled in the Deer Management Assistance Program, and they're managing their properties for deer and other wildlife as well, and part of that is coming through timber harvesting.
And correct, so like the wildlife biologist and forester go out to these private landowners that are under the DNAP program, and we suggest timber harvesting if they're not doing that or working with that to help provide habitat for deer. So Kevin, what does this all mean? What does this forecast mean to the public? What does it mean to even us as hunters? How can we use this?
What we would encourage people to do is take the information that we are sharing here regionally and then start narrowing it down. Now, a lot of you go to the same deer camp year after year. I do the same thing. You hunt the same area because that's where your deer camp is. But if you're somebody that is not satisfied with the number of deer that you're seeing, or you're looking for a new area, you can start to take this area and hone it down and find yourself a new place to hunt. So, we talk regionally, but we've got a deer metric system available on the department website that contains harvest information, car-killed deer information, all kinds of stuff about the deer population within your county. And then start narrowing it down to look at recent trends. Is the deer population going up? Is it going down? And then from there, start to hone in on specific properties. For example, if you're looking for a piece of public property to run on, we've got information on the website about finding, there's over 7 million acres of public land in the state of Wisconsin. So from that 10,000 foot view that we're sharing here today, there's a lot of information out there that you can start narrowing it down and finding a new place to hunt. There's lots of folks in Wisconsin that are working every day to provide you with a good deer population, to provide you with information, provide you with new areas to hunt, and everything that you need to get out there and enjoy the deer hunting season. So Janet, thank you for your expertise in the northern part of the state and joining me on the forecast. And I hope that you put this information to good use. Thanks for watching, and don't miss the next episode of Wild Wisconsin.
Thanks.
If you want to dive deeper into this year's forecast and some of the topics Kevin and Janet covered, be sure to check out the DNR Off the Record podcast.
Thanks for watching.